Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Saturday night programming. Tonight we are here on the Fatal1ty channel. We do have ourselves Fatal1ty League of Legends Grand Finals ready to go, and with me of course will be the man himself, who we can all just be thankful that he's doing so much for gaming. We do have Jonathan Fatal1ty Window here. How you doing, dude?
Hey, good. How's it going, man?
It has definitely been quite a pleasure to do this tournament for you. Me and Phantom Lord have been having a great time, and now we're into the grand finals. We just got to say thank you so much for this tournament, man.
Yeah, it's really a cool event. Like, I really like how it was structured. To kind of have like the amateurs or the teams that want to go pro have a chance, and then they still win a prize, and then obviously then we go on to have the pro teams actually face off against the qualifier winners, and then see who wins this thing.
And that is what we're going to be doing. So, Mr. Fatal1ty, you're a very accomplished gamer. You're now running a League of Legends tournament, and has it been enjoyable? Have you been watching the games? And I know you do play League of Legends. You said so on Mobile Weekly.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's a lot of fun playing. Me and my friends always get together. We play all the time. I've been watching some of the streams, and it's just really fun to watch. How good these players are, and how much, how good the teamwork is. Just like, when I played teamwork with a bunch of my old teammates and stuff like that. Just basically everyone clicking on the same page and being able to perform and play your best. So I'm just really excited to see this tournament go off very smoothly. You guys done a great job. You, Phantom Lord, and FourCourtJester, and everyone else that's been a part of this. So just really happy to be able to make this happen, and look forward to doing more in the future.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hit us up if you're going to be doing that. I just linked in the chat, guys, the brackets. So we are here with Ordinance Gaming and TSM, but just before we get on to that, we are going to tell you a little bit about how the contests this weekend are going to be running. So because we are having a whole lot of sponsors and a lot of support here from Fatal1ty, we're giving away Fatal1ty Gaming Gear to you guys, the viewers. And John, do you want to tell us a little bit about how we're going to do this?
Well, I think we're going to do some questions basically from each one of my partners, and we're going to go on my Facebook page, Fatal1ty Gaming Gear. It's Fatal1ty Gaming Gear, and we're going to ask questions on there, and you just answer. And in the comments, if you answer the question correctly, we'll give away some of these free giveaways to you guys who are just watching and being entertained to watch these top teams battle it off.
So it is going to be a random winner, so it's not like first come, first serve. You just go to your Facebook, which I did just link in the chat again, guys, but it's Fatal1ty Gaming Gear with the I as a 1. And you just answer the question. We'll let it open 10-15 minutes, and then random winner could win themselves a whole bunch of prizes. And we do have quite a few prizes ready to give out. We got motherboards, we got power supplies, we got headsets, and sound cards. So, all you have to do is just watch. You just got to wait for the question. We'll direct you there. You answer, you could go home a winner. It's easy as that. So again, big thanks to the sponsors, OCZ, Sound Blaster Gaming, AS Rock, and Newegg, all contributing to this big tournament. And of course, Fatal1ty Gaming Gear is putting up that $5,000 first place prize. Yes. Good. Okay, so that is all done. I think we're going to do the first question just before this game, John.
Okay. Wait, you have the question, right? Let's see here. Okay, what do you want to start off with?
We'll just start at the top. How's that?
Sure. You want to say it, or
yep.
You got it?
I got it. All right, so guys, go right now, facebook.com, Fatal1ty Gaming Gear. The I is a 1. And Mr. Fatal1ty here, he's going to be putting up a question. I'm going to read it to you here. But on the Fatal1ty website, there's an About section. And in that section, you need to answer, the answer to this question will be there. But in 2005, on his world circuit, how much money did Fatal1ty win for his first place finish at the CPL World Tour Championship in New York City? Find the answer on the website, post the answer on the Facebook. We'll leave it up like 10-15 minutes, and then Fatal1ty here will randomly select a winner, random number generator for the win, and they're going to go home with a prize. It's easy as that.
Piece of cake.
Piece of cake, indeed.
It's getting so easy to win stuff. It's ridiculous.
I mean, you're putting up hundreds of dollars in prizes, thousands of dollars to the teams, and again, just big thank you for supporting the League of Legends esports scene here, Mr. Fatal1ty.
No problem. It's a ton of fun. I used to play Han a lot, like a couple years ago. Then my friends slowly merged me over to League of Legends, and been playing it pretty much nonstop. And then when Dominion came out, I got pretty addicted to Dominion, and it's a faster paced game, so you don't have like the slow beginnings and so forth. It's just constant action. So I like both game modes, but for me and my friends, we play a lot of Dominion.
Dominion is fun. Casting Dominion's even harder, but it's definitely fun. So we are going to get these games rolling, Fatality. So thank you again for this tournament. Thank you for coming on, and I'm sure we'll bring you back in during the night. We got 4 games lined up, and we do have TSM and Ordinance about to start. You want to hang around here, Fatality? Or you want to go to talk to the Peanut Gallery?
Yeah, I'll be around. So just hit me up anytime, and best of luck to all the teams that are involved.
Great. Thanks again, and we'll catch up with you soon.
All right, thanks.
All right. So, Phantom Lord, how are you this fine evening, sir?
Yes, I'm doing great. This is going to be a great game. I think this is one of the few tournament matches we are going to see for the new lineup of Team Solo Mid with Dyrus. So, a lot of people have wanted to see for some time how this team would perform with the new change, and they are going up against Ordinance Gaming, who did really well in their bracket, so this should be an excellent game. Taking a look at the bans now as we are flowing into the picks, just got to catch up for a little bit. We do have from Ordinance Gaming on the blue side and Team Solo Mid on purple side. We have a Rise ban going out. So of course, Rise is a really strong AP mid with his stun, being able to synergize with the jungler, which TSM likes to run. Oddwin likes to run Maokai, so they want to get that combo out there. Then following up with a Lee Sin and Olaf ban. Lee Sin, of course, has always been a strong jungler and a decent top laner. Well, not just decent, but excellent top laner. And then Olaf as well. He has been played quite a bit by Dyrus, I believe, and Oddone. So they wanted to get that out of the game. Then for TSM, we have Cassiopeia being banned. Also a strong AP mid. Sort of to follow up with that Rise ban, banning out one AP mid is usually typical for both teams. And then we have following up with the Shen ban. Shen, of course, always getting banned out of the games. We do not like to see that Shen pick on any side because he is just so dangerous and so strong with his ultimate, able to turn a fight around in just a couple seconds. And following through with an Aurelia ban. Interesting enough, they did not ban, Team Solo Mid did not ban Rumble away from Captain America. He is probably the most well-known North American Rumble player, and we'll see here in just a minute if he's going to pick Rumble. But starting off with the picks for Ordinance Gaming, we have Janna going out. Of course, support and jungler are typical first picks on either team. We have them picking up Janna, which we've known has been a really strong pick. Her utility is just very vital for interrupting champions with, casting spells or stuns or anything like that, and she's really been a favorite as far as the support role. Following through, Team Solo Mid getting Shyvana and Morgana. Morgana, a really safe mid pick, not too risky. Of course, her counter is Karthus, but I am not aware if anyone on Ordinance plays Karthus that much, so Reginald going to be rocking that Morgana, and Oddwin going to be most likely playing Shyvana in the jungle, which has been a really good pick since M5 has made her so popular. Following through on blue side, we have Corki and Mundo. Mundo, a really aggressive jungler. Yep, there we see the Rumble pick from Captain America.
Well, when you leave it out there.
I think Dyrus sort of wants to go up against that, and we'll most likely see some good action there top lane. But yes, Mundo is a really strong jungler. He's able to clear his camps really fast and then continue on to counter jungle or gank a lane and do whatever he pleases. And Corki with the Janna pick bottom lane, also a really good combo. It's sort of a safe pick for when they both sort of wait for 6. Of course, they do have the ability to poke down, and Corki can Valkyrie in to follow through with a gank. But most of the time, that is a safe lane pick, so they're going to be waiting for 6 when Corki gets his bombs and is able to just blow out so much damage and burst. Then for bottom lane on TSM, we have going up against the Janna Corki, we have Graves and Soraka. That is a favorite pick amongst solo queue teams, and just they're really safe overall as well. Graves able to just keep auto attacking, keeping his passive up, so he'll keep that that MR and armor stacking, and be able to do so much damage, run back, get healed by Soraka, and continue on, rinse and repeat. Then, as I said, with the Rumble pick top lane, we're going to have Captain America playing his most well-known role. I believe Ordinance beat MTW, which used to be Goose, because Captain America got that Rumble pick, and he just did so well on that top lane. So we'll see if he's able to do that this game. But he is going up against Dyrus, the one of the most well-known, famous players who does play top lane quite a bit. He does play a lot of roles. He's been playing mid, he's been playing AD, support, all over the place, but that's what makes a player really strong, is knowing every single role and almost every single champion. He is going to be playing Riven against Rumble. None of those players rocking the teleport, so they are going to be going for the kill, and then following through with the last pick for Team Ordinance on blue side. They're running Ahri versus Morgana. Ahri versus Morgana most likely are going to be a farm lane. Reginald is going to be waiting for 6 most likely, or just trying to get those bindings onto Ahri to follow through with auto and getting ganked. Team Solo Mid does typically have an early gank mid, when most teams usually want to get that early gank top. The reason behind that is if you get the top lane ganked pretty quickly on, then the jungler does not have to spend time up there and can spend time around mid or bottom, around usually the 7-minute mark plus when the dragon is getting contested. So if you do see the enemy jungler show up top lane, that usually signals to your team, hey, jungler's top, let's go do dragon. We won't have the worry about getting a smite steal on dragon, so we just go ahead and take that for ourselves, and that's what we will typically see in this format. But Ahri versus Morgana, a farm lane, as we've pointed out. Rumble versus Riven. I would say Riven does have a slight advantage here. Riven does do really well against Rumble, able to shield and quickly turn the fight around in just a few seconds. Of course, popping that ultimate is just so much damage to follow through, where Captain America is sort of an initiate on Rumble. He needs to throw down his ult and follow through with a combo and get some poke off with his little fire that he throws off. Mundo versus Shyvana, both two strong junglers, fast clearing junglers, so we should see a lot of action with those junglers running around in their jungle and quickly leaving to wherever they want to go. And bottom lane, the Janna versus Corki, Janna Corki versus the Soraka Graves. Both pretty decent lanes. I'd have to say Graves Soraka is a little bit stronger. They both are rocking the heal. However, X Special is running Clairvoyance. That is interesting. I don't really see Team Solo Mid run Clairvoyance that much, or North American teams for that matter, but they did just come back from Hanover, Germany, and we did see a lot of teams run Clairvoyance over there, so they might be adopting some new strategy based on Clairvoyance. Of course, really strong to snipe out if they enemy team's trying to take Baron or trying to take Dragon, or if a gank's coming in top lane. That Clairvoyance will save the team with that quick information game. So this should be a really strong matchup between both teams. Both compositions are fairly decent. I don't see it swaying in any one team's favor, but I would say this might be a strong comp for Team Solo Mid. What do you think, Jester?
Yeah, it's looking good. I was watching TSM earlier in their matches, and they were looking very strong. But Ordinance did win their sweep in a very convincing fashion, and we're going to get this game going for you guys. Quarterfinals of the Grand Finals here, Fatal1ty. Just a quick word from our sponsor, and then we're going to be jumping right here into the action.
Both Recon 3D Fatal1ty sound cards are powered by the Soundcore 3D chipset. This has quad-core audio processing power. It's really enhanced to give you amazing gaming audio experience and voice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in game number 1 of the grand finals of the Fatal1ty $5,000 League of Legends tournament. I am the FourCourtJester. With me is going to be Phantom Lord. And how'd your ELO go? Did you get back up to 2,300?
I have not gotten that overclocked mouse yet, and so I'm waiting. And then once I do, I'll take a kick back into the solo queue. So I'm looking forward to some matches with these players coming back from Germany. I'm sure a lot of them will be practicing with their team, but most likely they'll follow up with some solo queue. I'll get to face them. Now we are jumping into the match where we see both teams right away are running out. We do have Ordinance Gaming going bottom. Pings from Team Solo Mid going out really close. They did spot that ward going down from Ordinance in that bush, so Team Solo Mid does know that they are on the bottom side of the map, and they might just try to start a level 1 fight. Both teams are pretty even. I don't see any one side, but they're getting really close here.
Out goes the cleaver. Nero's going to be starting this initiation. Dyrus is going to go in, but he's going to get picked on. The exhaust coming out. He's trying to get away, but I'm not too sure Nero wants him to get out. The flash with the counter flash, and the ignite is going to be the first blood here for Nero, although he should be dropping. There we go. The counter coming out now, but Chaos could be in a little bit of trouble. Great binding from Morgana, but it's not going to be saving Graves as he does drop, and that's going to be a quick 2-1 here for Ordinance Gaming. Pretty good start up against, one of the top teams in NA, Team Solo Mid, even with that Dyrus. And I gotta say, Captain America looks pretty happy. He's just kind of dancing on spot.
Yes, he does have 1 kill now for top lane, so I don't think... Oh, he's going to be buying his boots, yep, to follow through with that cloth 5. He did not blow any HP pots, so he's going to be rolling top. Dyrus did buy an additional pot. You do sometimes see the top lane wait just a few more seconds in the base before running out to the lane just to get enough gold to buy that 4th HP pot. And it's going to be pretty interesting to see what Dyrus is going to do. Captain America does have that movement speed advantage now to follow through with that little bit of poking he will do onto Dyrus. But bottom lane, we did have Chaos grab a kill, so he's going to be doing quite a bit of damage.
I know, he's getting picked on pretty hard.
Jana is right away just being aggressive, but he does not mind. He's bopping a HP pot with that heal from Soraka.
Yeah.
And we do see a ward coming down from Lord Hypnosis onto that bush, which is pretty common, seeing if the support player stands in that bush at all, just to get some quick and easy poke off onto that player.
So the lanes have now settled. 2-1 is the score for Ordinance. So they have a little bit of a gold lead at this point, about 700. It's really going to come down to, Dyrus versus Captain America, because this is, as you did say, his best champion. And Dyrus, he has a Smurf named Worst Top NA for a reason, because, he's actually really the best top NA, or at least, well, that's what he likes to think. But going back and forth, right now it does look like Captain America a little bit on top. The mid will be Reggie. He does have the early blue from Shyvana, so Odd1 not opting to pick that up, whereas Nero does have his. And this is going to be a little bit harder for Ari to actually do her magic if she's going to constantly be having to fear these blue buff shots.
Yeah, as you see, Morgana is placing down her pull right away. Reginald not waiting at all. He's just trying to push that lane as fast as he can, and the strategy behind this is once the lane is pushed, he'll have that few seconds to go wherever he wants. He can choose to go top, he can choose to go bottom if he sees an opportunity. And yes, you'll see Reginald running through the bushes here. He does notice that Captain America is overextended, so yes, we should see a play coming here. Odd1 is also top lane, and I don't think Captain America has any idea. He's too focused on Dyrus' low health. Here we have Odd1 coming in now, and the Captain America does decide to follow onto Dyrus, gets the kill onto him. Is he going to get away? We have Odd1 in hot pursuit, does get slowed by that shot. And Reginald trying to come over, but we do have the Ari supporting to Captain America now. Is there going to be a binding coming out? Yes, we are. We do have Captain America getting caught, but is it going to be enough damage? He gets exhausted and ignited, and he does fall down. I don't think Ari's going to have enough damage to pull out here. Odd1 does turn around and get on Ari, who got binding, but is she going to get away? She does fall really low. Here we have Dyrus spawning back, and the binding getting really close. Does get an ignite on, and she does fall.
So, wow, overextension. I think he made the best of what he could. He did get the kill on top of Dyrus, and after quite an extended chase. He actually does fall, but Dyrus picks up the kill, which is kind of not what Captain America wants at this point. He really wants to try to just shove Dyrus down as far as he can underneath Rumble's levels and his items and his gold, but you know, with that kill, that's going to be putting him pretty close to par, first blood accepted. So he is actually back up in lane. Rumble just wandering around a bit, but he did go back, has now the tier 2 boots, and whoa.
Yes, he's just running mid to get that little bit of minions that were going to fall to the tower because Arya was not there yet. Taking a look at bottom lane, we do have a lot of aggression coming out from this Corki and Janna. Corki is sitting at 42 CS to 35 from Chaos. We do see Mundo coming top now to put some aggression onto Dyrus. Gets that cleaver off. Dyrus is forced to flash and will get away safely. We do have Odd1 placing a ward down above Reginald. It's always good to have a jungler support a lane by placing down some wards in case the enemy jungler does come. And that ward will scout the Mundo, so Reginald will back off or position himself into a safe area because of that. And he gets a binding onto Ahri. Really good play by him, deciding not to be too passive. Mundo is going to get some damage. Reginald does decide to ult, and Nero flashes away, but it is not far enough from the ult range and does fall down to a follow-up binding and pull. A really good job right there by Reggie. Really good play, knowing what he was capable of on Morgana, and Odd1 is going to take that advantage and go ahead and counter jungle.
Yeah, I was a little curious because, you know, we had Mundo just walk right up to Reginald. He just didn't seem to care. I was like, how did he not see them? But no, he had a plan. He was just going to kill him, so that's good. You know, just goes to show that, you know, these guys know what they're doing. They knew the limitations, and as soon as he got so close, he just popped the ult, knew it was a kill. Easy peasy, no problem. Now, Dyrus, he had to go back to town. He's still blowing all these health pots, but a big thing here is Captain America still rocking 3 of his 4 original health pots. So now he is wandering around. It looks like he's going to be trying to scout out this red or look for at least Odd1, but Odd1's too smart for that. He's not going to be seeing it, although we do have a ward there, so Odd1 is within full view. The ping going off. He knows Captain America somewhere because he's not up top with Dyrus. Just going to take a quick look down south. The Ignite and Exhaust going down onto Chaos. Chow you down. Valkyrie'd over, but then he just turned right back around. Mundo's now here as well. X Special will be dropping, and so will Chaos, because he did not get out, but we have lost a Corki. Man down. Now up top, Odd1 is going to drop to Captain America. Here comes Dyrus coming in for the support, but it's a little bit too late. Throws out the Ignite, but the shield should be enough to get Captain America out of here. He does have the tier 2 boots. We do not have the tier 2 for Dyrus. He might have the attack damage, but it doesn't matter if you can't catch up to him. And you see the broken wings go out as well. Captain America is laughing all the way to the bank on that one.
Yeah, really smart play by Captain America, knowing that he is winning the lane with those additional kills over Dyrus and the CS advantage that he's had. Getting a lot of poke off now to Dyrus as they both sort of exchange some damage. He took the liberty to invade Odd1's jungle and placed 2 wards down. He had a ward into the bush there onto red, going to harass the buff. Knew that Odd1 was going to follow through. Odd1 knew the cooldown onto red, and he followed through, coming around that bush, and we had Captain America waiting there for him. So Odd1 got punished. Captain America took him down and stole the red in the process, so really good play by him.
We had Janna take a little bit of a scenic route to get back down to the bottom lane, but she threw down 3 wards all throughout this river, and that will hopefully help out this bottom lane a little bit. It is 6-5 right now for Ordinance, so they are technically in the lead by about 500 to 600 gold at this point. And, you know, what are we doing here for our creep kills, as I'm just going to watch Reginald trying to do a little bit of an invade. When did Reginald get red? Well, it's about to be over, so about 4 minutes ago. But, well, right now, 71 creep kills to this Corki. He's just passively farming away. He has himself 4 assists. No kills, but 4 assists, 73 creeps. So he's actually has quite a bit of cash to his name. And what's he done with it? Triple Dorns.
Yeah, he's been really aggressive that whole bottom lane. So the fact that he's able to maintain his positioning, the last hitting, beating Chaos, one of the best, arguably the best bottom lane ADs in the game, and doing so much aggression with that. Look at that tower down to a half HP. We do see that Dyrus and Odd1 did snipe the enemy blue jungle buff, so they are going to give that to Odd1. He's going to freely run around. Dyrus now needs to play a little bit passively because Rumble does have that Rud buff, and he's going to be putting so much damage out. Rumble signaling now mid lane that he wants to ult, but Ahri isn't really that close by. Odd1 does scout that ward that was just placed down, so they do know where Rumble is. Dyrus is going to take that extra few seconds to farm up some minions, and he'll take up the back creep, are usually taken off first, but no, Captain America does decide to initiate on Dyrus, and there is Mundo to follow through. They're going to tower dive here. Dyrus was forced to flash, so he doesn't have any flash, but Nero's taking so much damage, has to flash away. Dyrus just runs back and forth between the tower, and Ordinance Gaming does not have the opportunity they want onto that tower, so they are forced to back off.
Now they do know Mundo is up top with that gank, so Odd1's going to go around and try to start up this dragon. We do have the pink ward down, so we do know that there's no wards, and now the rest of the team is going to be coming out to help him out. This should be the first dragon of the game. It's about 11 minutes in, so next one should be about 17. Are we going to see any kind of steal action go? Because we do have Ordinance in here. Ultimate going down on top of Ahri. No, there's no steal. It is going to go to TSM. Have now lost Ahri, but we do have Odd1 down. He did get that dragon form off just before he went down. The binding is going to be missing from that Reginald, but Chow Yu down could be in a little bit of trouble. Yes, we do got the dash from Chaos to pick him up. Now Soraka versus Nero. I'd be putting my money on Nero, but he has so low health. We have now just lost Janna as well, but Chaos is still here, and he's actually doing quite a bit of damage right now to that Mundo. Mundo is going to have to run away. Captain America going to come in for the kill on top of Reginald with the Ignite, and it's going to be enough. Now, can Chaos pick up Mundo? Yes, it does look like he has, so quite a kill fest at that dragon, but TSM, I think, coming out on top of that one with a dragon in their pocket, and they've taken a 2,000 gold lead at this point.
Yeah, the Corki there was a little bit out of position. I don't know. He was just so confident. Chow Yu down moved inside of 3 of the enemy players. It was inside of Reginald, Chaos, and X Special, and as a result did fall down. But we have mid lane Captain America initiating onto Chaos with his ultimate. Chaos forced to pop his heal, and Ahri comes in to do a little bit of damage, but it isn't enough. Soraka did also throw down her ultimate, so it just wasn't enough damage to take down Chaos, and he will walk way back to base to come back with some new items. But Corki and Janna are bottom lane. They do have that few seconds knowing that Chaos was just mid, so they are going to take down this tower. Most definitely is interesting to see how ADs manage this bottom lane. Sometimes they decide to take down the tower, sometimes they don't. Of course, is that if that tower is down, then the wave will push past, and sometimes they may be out of position too far into the enemy base that they might get ganked by the enemy jungler. So they do decide to take that tower down, which is going to give their team quite a bit of gold. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of plays we do have coming out here in the next few minutes. We do have a little bit of aggression from Janna mid lane, throwing on her tornado onto Reginald, showing how frustrated she is, and Reginald is going to decide to back out, go back home.
Now, I was about to say, is he about to get himself a Zonias? Yes, bam, right there. 13-minute Zonias for our dear Reginald, doing quite amount of work. Odd1 is rocking himself that Wriggles with an Oracle, so he has been running around, picking up a few of these wards. And, you know, we do got about 4.5 minutes left until this Dragon does come back up. Ordinance just all over the map at this point, although we got a lot of pings coming out. Odd1 is going to be here, although it is going to be very hard to chase down a Shyvana, especially when no hard CC except that tornado. And all this time, Dyrus, he's just chilling up top. No problem. Going to pick himself up a tower for his team. That'll equalize our tower count, and the rest of TSM just kind of sticking around here in their jungle.
Yeah, Mundo surprisingly ran past the tower and got pretty low, so we'll see if there's any sort of punishment that's going to go on. We did have some contest over the blue there, but Reginald did pick it up, and Reginald's gonna get caught right now. He runs inside with, knowing he has Zonius, pops his ult, gets the full combo in. Nero falling really low, gets ignited. Chaos is also really low. Ahri's in chasing, and Chaos does fall down to that damage. So really good job by Ordinance Gaming, grouping up as a team, knowing that there's an objective, contesting that blue, and they did win with that 2-0 exchange.
Oh man, 2-0 indeed. That's going to put us back into that competitive mood because we're now less than 1,000 gold difference between these two teams. The kills are 1 off, and yeah, it does look like Odd1 has at least been spotted, if not spidey sensed that, hey, our blue's in danger. We're going to try to give this one off to Ari, but no, Odd1 is still here. He does have a ward in that bush. He's not going to try. He is. Yes, he's going to go for the snipe. Nope, no snipe. He's going to get passed off. Okay.
You see where he placed the ward there?
Yeah.
In that bush? It was too far away from where the blue buff was being tanked and taken down, so he did not have any vision. Could not walk up to smite.
Oh, well. That's okay. The point is, he tried, and that's the important part. Chow Yu down, sitting at 114 creep kills, has himself that best friend sword, and we're going to have to see what he wants to do with it. Other than that, lots of Dorans hanging around, another BF sword here for Graves, and now a Kindle Gem for Janna, so looks like we might be going for that quick Shurilias.
Yeah, so we're going to also see a double Woda being put out on Ordinance Gaming. Rumble and Ari, both champions who really can tap into that Woda from the spell vamp that they both use from pumping out a lot of spells really quickly. So we're going to see some sustain coming out from Ordinance Gaming. If the team fight doesn't go through quickly enough, they are going to be able to heal back and come back into the fight pretty strong. We do have 2 members now, Ari and Janna, taking on to this tower, trying to get it low. But it isn't enough. Reginald takes a bit of damage, but he is going to be safe because Dyrus does show up, and now X Special does with the heal onto Reginald. Top lane, we have Mundo farming the lane. He is just trying to get as much gold as he possibly can. We do see Ordinance still hanging around mid, so they might try to push this as 5. There is a ping onto Baron.
Just came up. I mean, we're 16 minutes in. We only have no wriggles. Okay, we don't have any wriggles for Ordinance, but that's not going to stop him. Captain America with the double Woda will be our tank for some reason. I totally would have given it to Mundo, but yeah, we have a clairvoyance going down. TSM knows what's up. We are going to have to do a mission abort. And they're just going to come back to this mid lane because we do see Reginald and Odd1 hanging out. Odd1's still rocking that Oracle's good for him. Dyrus just doing a little bit of jungling. Now, Dyrus has himself a longsword. What's he going to do with that? Usually you don't see a longsword come out if you're going to do something with a longsword.
Yeah, it might be. He might just be trying to optimize getting as many stats as he can, as fast as he can, to be able to do something. Do as much as he possibly can in the next fight. So normally if you have enough gold to buy that item and you know you're going to eventually build it into something, you go ahead and just buy the little item anyway. We do see TSM, Odd1, and Chaox taking this dragon for free pretty much. They did not have any sort of pressure at all. They saw that all 5 members of Ordinance Gaming was mid lane, so Ordinance did not really get too much coverage. They did have a ward in that wraparound bush, but it wasn't on Dragon, unfortunately. TSM did have 2 wards. They knew if there was going to be any sort of pressure, and as a result, took that Dragon for free. But oh, look, Captain America finding Dyrus at the top now. Dyrus trying to get away. Captain America does decide to back off, and we are going to have some continuous poke going off from both teams, back and forth mid lane. Mundo did pop his ultimate, so he's going to heal that back up pretty quickly, and we're going to have Chow Yu down, following with his team. It looks like they really want to take this mid tower here, so we might have some sort of team fight that might spawn, or they might just play a little bit passive, hit that tower down, back up, and then use the gold that they have earned.
Yeah, we're going to see. There goes the tornado from Janna. She is going to take a tower hit because of it, but Captain America throwing out the equalizer. Unfortunately, just seems to be no kind of follow-up, but hey, mission accomplished. We got ourselves a tower. That's going to put us up 2-1 now in the tower count. I must have just mistimed Dragon at all. I didn't even know it was up, but the next one should be about 23 minutes, and that puts 2 dragons now to TSM's name. So that's a good amount of cash, and you can see they are still in the lead by about 1.5 K. Dyrus just going to be initiating right into here onto Captain America. The broken wings going out, but it's not quite enough, but now Dyrus will be dropping. Nothing he can do about that. We have now taken down the Rumble, and we're going to be picking up a free Janna. Come on, free Janna. Well, Odd1 has him. I have good confidence there. We got Chaos getting picked on now by Nero. Reginald is down here as well. We do got a great flash from Chaos coming out, so he'll be okay for now. Nero does not have that ultimate for another 34 seconds, so he cannot be healing up anything. They have to try to take advantage of this, but big poke coming out from both Ari as well as that as well as that Corky. And wow, I am shocked, truly shocked that Janna got out of that and lived. I mean, TSM is still giving chase. I don't think they have any chance of catching up, but kudos to Janna for living out of that. Really expected her to drop down to that giant dragon that was chasing her.
Yeah, that's why it's not really a good idea to chase and have tunnel vision. We did have Odd1 try and chase down that Janna to finish her off, but he did not get the chance to. Of course, she has her speed advantage, so the entire fight for, like, I'd say about 80% of the fight, Odd1 was just chasing Janna and did not even get the kill on her. So he did waste a lot of time. We did see on that fight there, Chaos did mess up his W trying to jump over the wall. And he was forced to flash. But looks like Ordinance is going to try and do Baron here. They do have, they don't have the double water yet. Arya has not finished. She still has a Hextech Revolver. But showing the strength of that clairvoyance there, scouting out if there are any attempts on Baron at all, and that's exactly what TSM did. They're going to push as a team now. Captain America does throw his ult to prevent any sort of pressure onto that tower, and TSM backs off accordingly.
Now, Captain America, he's running a Hextech as well as the Will of the Ancients. The only thing else a Hextech will go into is a Revolver. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Ocelot on Cassiopeia. He likes to run a lot of Spell Vamp as well.
Yep, it's a pretty interesting build. It just that double Woda plus the Hextech, he's just gonna have so much spell vamp, and any kind of spell he throws out. If he's not getting focused, he's gonna be really dangerous in that fight. But on both ends, if he's being targeted, then the Corky will have the free realm to output a lot of damage, and vice versa. We do see some aggression going off onto this tower. TSM does really want to get this tower, and looks like Ordinance is going to chase. We do have the flash from Reginald, a full 5. Oh, but he does get pushed away. Nero falling really low, gets ignited, but flashes out. Is he going to survive? I think he will. Dyer's getting focused now. Nero does die, and wow, there's just so much damage going out. Chow gets caught in a binding by Morgana and does fall. TSM, all members are really low. Morgana gets caught by a charm, but has enough of her team to fall through. Captain America will fall down, but so will Odd1, getting dangerously close. Reginald just so low, gets charmed. Is Ari going to throw out a Q?
Nope.
No.
That Fox Lady going
Synergy.
4-on-1 just could not deliver the deeps. Now, we have all of TSM really low, but it doesn't matter because they traded 4 for 1 there. They traded 4 for 1. Mundo's up, but that's because he died, like, right at the beginning of the fight. 4 for 1 exchange. TSM cannot be unhappy at that result, and they're going to take about a 4K, 3.5K gold lead with a few kills, and they probably could have gotten this tower, but minions are just going to chip it away. That's all right. We'll get it another time. And now look at some of these items coming out from TSM.
Yeah, they smart. They decided to be right away because Ordinance did have a few members that died early on to that fight. So if they did decide to rush a Baron and take it, because TSM does not really have much coverage over than that one ward, which is now being taken down by Nero. They would have a few members still low. They wouldn't be ready, but see, Ordinance is taking Baron right now. They were counting on this, but TSM did back off, so they are all full health. They do have their items. They do have a few ultimates that are down, but we will see some aggression. Ari is getting a charm onto Shyvana. Let's see if Odd1 can steal it. We do have the Rumble all going down. Dyrus getting focused now, but Baron is throwing out so much damage onto the team. Captain America gets caught by binding and does instantly fall. Ari does finish off Riven, and Reginald now running through, but is it too close? He's forced to pop his Zonias and gets blown up. Chaos running into Baron pit, popping his heal. Baron does get aggroed and will damage Ordinance Gaming a little bit, but Corky, the only one with a little bit of HP, is forced to tank. I don't think this is a good decision.
No.
They know TSM is still there, and Ari does come in front to take the damage from Baron. They should back out. This is extremely dangerous.
Here comes
All three
Onward.
members are really low.
Oh, Onward jumps in with so little health, but it doesn't matter. He picks up the kill anyways, and Nero just so low. They're all just so low. Doing that Baron was definitely not in their favor. I don't know why they continued to do that, but at the same time, they had to have been feeling good about that TSM counter because they just did not drop to TSM. They actually made them run away, and now Nero might actually be able to pick up a kill on X Special here. We got the pings going down, but he's not getting any kind of support. Chaos does not even want to go anywhere near that, but you know, it is Soraka. It's very hard to take down. She will be dropping, however, to Captain America, who picks up the double, and now Dyrus, however, will be able to take out Mundo, and now he's just going to have to run for dear life because that is a full health Captain America, stealing all of his health back every time he attacks something. And yeah, they got to be afraid of this. Maybe now, maybe regretting giving him that rumble. Look at this, just soloing Reginald down from full to nothing, and he took like no damage. Big pings coming out again. So third time the charm here for this Baron. This poor dragon down here gets no action at all.
Captain America, knowing exactly what kind of potential he had on Rumble, and literally took Reginald down from full HP with his strength. That he now has 7 kills, and interesting enough has that ninja tabi to early on it was to counter the Dyrus in the lane, but now they're going to take the dragon instead. TSM with X Special and Chaos made a mistake by not backing out. They stayed even though they were low health. They should have backed like they did the first time after that little team fight in the tower in mid lane for Ordinance Gaming. And as a result, Rumble did get 2 kills, so he's getting really strong right now. I'm interested to see what item he will build here after his Will and Hex Tech. We do finally have the Will the Ancients coming out from Ari, so we do have both Will the Ancients from both players. Ari, of course, going to be building that Death Cap, and Reginald will be building it as well onto Morgana. Both teams now just sort of roaming around their jungle. We do have Ordinance Gaming on the Baron area. They're going to be clearing out this ward in case there will be a fight coming up here in a quick second.
Yeah, so they went down, they killed themselves, the dragon, about the 25-minute mark, so we should see the next one in around 31-32. It was somewhere around that landmark, but they did turn back around. They did not take themselves the Baron. They went back, got themselves a whole lot of items. I mean, check out Rumble right now. He doesn't care about a Hex Tech. He's good with the revolvers. He's just going to get himself a needlessly large rod, and that's just going to start hurting down the line. Now Reginald, he has himself, the materials for a Rabadons, doesn't quite have it yet. Top turret will be going down. That's going to be putting us up 1 turret here for Ordinance Gaming, and I gotta say, they've been holding up very well against TSM. TSM still has a gold lead, but that might change because Reginald jumping in here. We just insta-give Ari, and Graves picks up the double on top of Jana. We do have Mundo now running for dear life, but Darius, I mean, he's trying to go one-on-one with this Rumble. It's just not happening, and the way that happened is we saw that Corky was up top and said, okay, well, there can only be 4 of them here. It was 5 of us. Why not? They pick up a double kill, and they pick themselves up about 2,000 gold. That's not a terrible idea at all.
And now they're going to be doing a lot of aggression here onto Captain America. He does fall down and getting really close. He did pop his ultimate trying to clear the way, but TSM roaming as a team. They did win that team fight by Morgana catching out the Ari. A really great job by Reginald finding her in the binding, and they are going to take Baron instead of taking that tower and pushing to the inhib. They wanted to not do it before because Rumble was really strong and he was also up, but Chaos is going to jump over the wall. They are going to decide to switch and turn onto Mundo. Mundo flashing over the wall, getting away just with barely enough HP. He's going to pop his ultimate and come back, and they were not able to take down Baron fast enough.
Oh my goodness.
Here comes Ordinance Gaming, but wow, Jana gets caught by another binding and falls down.
Ari's going to be jumping in here trying to go for Reginald, but she gets hit by the binding. Might have to change themselves onto Chaos, but Chaos gets an unstoppable streak before he drops. He's getting himself a nice fox skin, but Reginald is still here. He throws out the ultimate with the Zonias. Nothing that Corky can do, and unfortunately, it does look like Nero's going to be picking up the kill before he drops, but that was another big slew of kills. It just seems that nobody wants to get the Baron. We all just want to go to Baron and kill each other. That seems to be the vibe I'm getting here. And you can see Captain America late to the party. That's what happens when you die, and he's not going to be finding any of them. No, they're out.
going close to the 30-minute mark, we're going to see a lot of big items coming out now. So these next team fights are going to be people possibly getting caught, as we saw with that Ahri and Janna getting bursted down really fast. Of course, we have Captain America on Rumble getting close to that death cap. He does have a needlessly large rod, so he's going to be putting out a lot of damage, running with 279 ability power right now. Reginald does have 442, so even though Captain America does have a little bit less than Reginald as far as AP, he does have a lot more continuous spells. Reginald, of course, only has that ultimate to really do full damage. If he does get it off successfully, then they will win that team fight. But Captain America, yep, look at how strong that binding is.
Yeah.
If Reginald jumps into the team and gets his full combo off, I'd say that Corki and Janna are going to drop almost instantly.
Well, that's how Janna dropped at the Baron. It's just one binding and then throwing out the ultimate is just, okay, well, there's 90% of your hit points, and she just had to fall dead. Like, there's nothing you can do about that. And, I mean, Janna is a support. Like, she doesn't have really any kind of armors to her name. She has herself the Shurilias. Not even rocking any gold per 5 items, just a lot of wards, a few potions, and I'm just going to take a quick look at her gold. Janna. 6,000 gold to her name, definitely much lower than anyone else. I mean, even the support here on TSM is 1218 at 8,400 gold. So in terms of supports, she's down 2,000 gold. I can't help but think, you know, these gold per 5s, they make a huge difference.
Yes, she's sacrificing those gold per 5s to get a lot more map coverage, which has proven to be pretty decent, although they have had some bad team fights where they've gotten caught from Reginald's binding. So that sort of investment she made to not get those items to help out in future team fights, like X Special has an Aegis of the Legion, so he's going to be giving his team a little bit more stats. It's not proving to be the best decision, but map control is just so important in this game, as we see all of these wards being placed down as soon as those wards were cleared by Odwin with an Oracle. Ordinance Gaming falls through the Janna, placing more wards onto Baron. We're going to see a lot of control over it. TSM might do what has happened a few times, where they don't really pay attention to Baron, and instead try to split push, take the blue and red. They do have a few pings going on to blue buff now. Both teams know that blue buff is up, and we'll see if TSM will come over to contest it. Now it looks like they are going to decide to continue to clear out the Baron, but they are getting dangerously close to each other. It might be a team fight. And yes, we do see the Rumble initiate now.
Reginald's going to jump in. Zonia's with the ultimate. Now they're going to try to get on Captain America, but unfortunately for them, he's just not there. Instead, Dyrus is going to get himself a Janna, and you can see Mundo trying to put up big pressure here onto Chaos. Now the Fox is burning, but she's okay for now. Low health on Dyrus, but Dyrus does get a clutch heal as Shyvana takes down that Rumble. Now we might be seeing a big death here on top of Mundo as well as the Fox, because she's not looking so healthy, and Odd One is in full pursuit with the spell immunity from Reginald, so good game, well played to her. She goes down. The only people left are going to be this Ahri, and we didn't even trade anyone for... Wow, we did not lose anyone for TSM. All we have is Corki and Ahri. And, okay, it looks like Corki went down regardless, and that's definitely going to be a Baron here for TSM. They're all nice and healthy. Especially has lots of mana left for heals. Reginald doing some scouting, hoping to pick up himself a nice new Fox skin, but it's not going to work because there's no one there, and this should be the Baron. So when you go 4 for 0... and a free Baron to boot, that's a good sign that you have this game under your thumb.
Yeah, X Special did a really brilliant job there, throwing a ward over that ledge on the ramp to Baron, and TSM did hide behind there. They knew that there was no wards, no coverage, no sight from Ordinance Gaming, so Reginald was able to see Corki walking up through an excellent binding, caught him down. Of course, all of that ability power that Reginald has, 491, just took a chunk out of that Corki, and they did take him down, which led to getting that Baron with almost no pressure at all.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Reginald's rocking Akage's lucky pick. So that means we're going to see a Deathfire come out for even more insta-give goodness.
He is one of the strongest on the team right now. Of course, the AD Chaos running with 12 kills, finishing up almost a full 6 item slot. He does have that Vamp Scepter, which will most likely be a late game Bloodthirster, or it could be sold for any sort of defensive item. He does have a Quicksilver Sash, so he's feeling pretty confident right now. Of course, if he doesn't get targeted at all, if he doesn't get focused, KX is just going to sit there in the back and wail out so much damage. But TSM just has a really strong team comp right now. Morgana just being so strong. If Reginald jumps in, Ordinance has to respond to Reginald by spreading out. And if they spread out, they are not going to be worrying about the AD with Chaos. He's just going to walk in and poke on whatever target he wants, because he's just going to have no worry at all. If they decide to focus Chaos, then Reginald will just get a full ultimate, and it's going to be doing so much damage onto Ordinance Gaming.
Well, it does look like, we went back a little bit, farmed up, everyone went shopping, lots of money to be spending, but 28-21 right now for Team Solo Mid. They're down a tower, but they're up about 8,000 gold, and I still believe they're up 2 dragons, because we just killed another dragon. So about the 40-minute mark, 41-minute mark, we should see another. And what are we going to do with this Baron buff? We're over halfway done with it, and typically you want to have that nice big aggression coming out. So we do see them pooling here into the mid. Reginald just off to the side. We had that Clairvoyance go down, didn't notice anyone out of the ordinary, and now it looks like a little bit of a dance maybe at this turret. You think we're going to be going dive in here, Phantom Lord?
Yes, I do. Most definitely we're going to see some sort of dive. We do have the Zonias onto Rumble instead of the Death Cap, so he's going to be playing a little bit defensively, trying to Zonia out that possible ultimate from Reginald. Reginald just sitting there. They're not risking anything. They know they have the lead. They have Baron. Even though it's ticking down, there's no reason to respond and do anything ASAP. They're just going to play it cool. They're going to try and wait for Ordinance Gaming to make a mistake. Reginald's going to keep creeping over there, throwing out bindings, trying to catch someone. And we'll see if there will be a dive onto the tower if TSM does see an opportunity. We do have top lane and bottom lane both pushing. A binding being thrown down by Reginald, but it hit Mundo, so he's not going to care too much and just going to sit there and take the damage.
Did you look at Mundo? He doesn't really rock a lot of magic resist. Yes, he does have the spirit, but he's rocking that Thorn Mail. So 200 plus the damage return. That's going to really hurt up against Dyrus and Chaos, and even Odd One.
Yeah, he's planning to run in. Oh, Corki taking a binding there, falling. Wow, like a fourth of his HP, a third of his HP falling down instantly. And Reginald's just continuously putting on harass. Looks like Ordinance Gaming is getting a little bit frustrated. Look at this now there. TSM's going to decide to run over to the lane. That's exactly what they were betting on. Bottom lane did fall. We did have top lane pushing. Rumble is forced to throw down his ult to clear that wave, so he's not going to have that ultimate for the next fight. And it looks like TSM will try to force something here. They do have the Clairvoyance thrown down. Reginald tries to get a binding out, but it isn't close enough.
That's Baron.
And, Ordinance will have a big problem right now deciding what to do. Are they going to defend top? They're going to defend bottom. We do see Corki going bottom, but TSM is going to decide to instead take this top tower. They're not going to have any sort of harassment at all from Ordinance. And basically in that whole Baron buff time frame, they did take 2 towers. Bottom lane was taken down by the minions, so we should see now what they are going to decide to do. Are they going to keep playing it cool, or are they going to decide to force a team fight here, dive on top of a tower? I do not know what they're going to do. They looks like they're playing pretty passively, so I don't think they're going to be any forced team fight here anytime soon.
Now, I think my math is going to be okay, but it should be about the 41-minute mark. We should see both Dragon and Baron coming back alive. So we do got a few minutes of interlude between then. They did get those towers, but, overall, the buff they played a poke war with it, and I don't know, it's not very exciting, but they got their towers, so they're slowly but surely pushing back Ordinance. Now we're throwing out a little bit of deeps here. Reginald gets himself a binding. We got some cleavers going off. Odd One's just eating them up. Nom nom nom. And we're still keeping up this pressure. We're really trying to just keep Ordinance down in their base. We don't want them going off exploring. We don't want them hitting up the buffs. We just want to keep them where we know they are, and it's going to be at this tower because it's really the only one left. I mean, bottom is still pushing itself, but it's at a much slower pace.
Yeah, TSM does know they have almost all of the map controlled right now. They're just going to be roaming as a team, betting for a late game, which going up to 40 minutes is arguably the late game as we see some players now building into their 6th item. Of course, the ADs are typically the ones that get it first because they do have that insane amount of CS when TSM is going to go bottom lane now. They're just roaming back and forth, taking these towers.
Oh my.
Ordinance Gaming does not have the ability to really initiate ASAP. They're going to try and come here. Here, there's the initiate from Rumble. They finally have the opportunity to do something here.
Yeah, we're going to have Mundo coming on in. Captain America jumping in as well, but gets exhausted. The Janna ultimate not really hitting anybody whatsoever, but Chaos does drop, and the Broken Wings does pick up Corki, but Riven is on a double, and it does look like TSM is going to be winning out on this team fight. Ari is now separated from her friends, and she is going to be dropping in spectacular fashion. That was, I believe, a 3-for-1, and Mundo is just not looking so hot right now. So 31-22 and 11,000 gold lead at this point for TSM. They're going to just shove this right down their throat. Yeah, Darius doesn't care. He's just going to go for this tower. Yeah, that's cool. And we should be able to pick up at least one inhibitor here.
Yeah, Mundo is building just like a straight tank. He doesn't have any real damage, so he's sort of a meat wall, just trying to absorb a lot of damage and go straight for Chaos. But because of that, they're just not outputting enough damage. Ordinance Gaming can't really compensate for the amount of damage that Morgana is able to put through. We reduce the original, gets a Deathfire Grass and a biting onto Nero. Does follow through with an ultimate. Nero does get stunned by that last tick of the ult from Reggie and does fall to Soraka with those OP bananas.
Alright, so I was off by 30 seconds, but both Dragon and the Baron are now up. We're going to have TSM head on back, but we are down Mundo for the next 40 seconds. And, you know, Chaos, he's going to be up here. All this farm going to him. And speaking of farm, let's take a quick look at the creeps. Corki was our leader last time we commented about it, but he's sitting about 230, 240. And it does look like Graves now starting to take a little bit of an edge there. 250. Other than that, everyone's sticking around the 150 to 200 range. And 12 kills to his name. Chaos is rocking quite a bit of gold. 15,000 gold accumulated in 40 minutes. That's pretty respectable.
Look at all these wards coming down from the Janna. Lord of Hypnosis is putting down as much map control in that area as possible. We literally have 5 wards that were placed in the last few seconds, knowing that Baron is up, knowing that there's going to be some sort of contest coming up in the next few minutes. Ordinance Gaming cannot let TSM get that next Baron, or else they're going to snowball with those additional stats that the Baron buff gives. And they're going to be taking all those objectives. We do see Darius with a Guardian Angel. Oh, that's going to be so troublesome for Ordinance Gaming. Awa now running around clearing these wards. So they're going to be sort of blind, but not completely. Janna running in the front lines. Wow.
She is very bold indeed. But no, she is going to not get hit by the binding. It is going to be Reginald versus the Mundo right there, but lots of damage going down. Captain America is going to be zoning out, but we do have Morgana picking up that Mundo. The binding landing on top of Hypnosis as Dyrus finally does take down Captain America, and 2 more kills for TSM, but we have lost Reginald, but that's alright. It's going to be an ace right there. Purple team taking, well, they already have the lead, but taking more of a lead. 14,000, and yeah, screw that Baron, screw the Dragon. We're even going to go past this tower. Where are they going?
Yeah, they're definitely going to end the game here. They do have that bottom lane inhib taken, so the Supermans were pushed up, and yep, there is a surrender vote. TSM taking this game. Wonderfully beautiful job in those team fights. And Dyrus, from his sort of troublesome start, picking it up and able to support his team and do a great, fantastic job. And as opposed to that, they did win the game.
GG, well played. Team Solo Mid will be advancing through the grand finals bracket here of the Fatal1ty League of Legends $5,000 tournament. Ordinance Gaming, of course, did walk away with those 5 Sound Blaster cards from Fatal1ty, so, you know, they're not exactly walking away empty-handed, but that will be it for them this tournament. So GG, well played, and wow, just, you know, I thought that was really good. That was a good matchup. I like that.
Yep, it was a really good matchup. I was fascinated to see Morgana, Reginald doing such a good job. Normally Morgana's build into a Rod of Ages and they go sort of tanky, protective, but no, he just built straight out damage. Almost every single team fight got in a full ultimate on at least more than 2 people, and just able to output so much damage. Taking a look at the damage dealt, yeah, Reginald did the 2nd most damage in the game. Chaos, oh my goodness, just outputted so much damage. We did see in that last fight, Rumble, Captain America did walk in Zonia's, and then afterwards instantly fell to about 3 or 4 auto attacks from Chaos. So a wonderful job there from TSM. They did play that really smoothly. Had a bit of a rough start, but they did group up together and moved as a team. A really good job taking those towers that they did in the 40-minute mark by not forcing a team fight, which they could have done, and instead got 3 and 4 towers for free before forcing a next team fight.
All right, guys, so we're going to get the next game ready to go. It will be Team Curse versus, as I bring up the brackets, Team Curse versus Just the Usual. So we're going to get that rolling here for you. You are watching the Fatality Tournament. I am the FourCourtJester. With me here, our resident pro, Phantom Lord, and we will be back in just a few moments here, guys. Don't go anywhere, because we're definitely not.